my lad, morning my lad. Ah, hello. How on, buddy? Out for a ride. Sprotton. That's where I am. What I was thinking about, because I'm running buddy in still, I was thinking about when I was a kid running a bike in. One particular bike that I had, the RG 250. One night, because what used to happen was on a weekend I'd ride all night just to do miles, and one night me and my mates, we'd all been sat round telling ghost stories. Don't know if you used to do that, telling ghost stories to each other. And one ghost story that someone had said was that there was this bloke on a motorbike and he was going back to Thirsk to take his girlfriend back on his motorbike, and as he from York, he was going from York to down the, I think it's the A19, I seem to remember it being the A19, could be wrong, and it could only have been as far as Easing World from what I remember, but anyway, just outside, let's call it Easing World for ease of the story, just outside Easing World there's a bus stop, and there is a bus stop just outside. Anyway, so in this ghost story he was taking his girlfriend back, and as they pass that bus stop, it's late at night, so like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something like that. He noticed there was a girl stood at the bus stop with a motorcycle helmet, and anyway he dropped his girlfriend off, and he said to his girlfriend, he said, did you see that girl at the bus stop? And she said, no, I didn't see no girl. And anyway he said, well, there's a girl with a helmet, she's not going to get a bus this time of night. They've all stopped running, which they did in Yorkshire. Late at night they stopped running. Anyway, he said goodbye to his girlfriend and he set off back, and when he started to approach the bus stop, he noticed that the young lady was still there, so he stopped and he said, would you like a lift? There's no more buses, you're not going to get a bus this time of night. And she said, oh yeah, that'd be great, thanks. And he said, where are you going? And she told him where he was going, and anyway he set off back to York to take this young lady home who had been stuck at the bus stop. And anyway he got all the way back to Clifton Green, I think they call it, where there's some traffic lights in York, and he looked down and she wasn't there. She wasn't there. He thought, Jesus Christ, she's fallen off the back, how did I not notice? So he goes back down the road a couple of times looking for her, can't find her. So in the end he thinks, right, I've got her address, I'll go round and I'm gonna have to say something. So anyway, by this time it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, but he goes and he bangs on the door, and a man comes to the door, obviously the girl's father, and he says to him, "I'm really sorry," he said, "I saw your daughter at the bus stop just outside Easing World, and she'd missed all the buses, so I offered her a lift home, and when I got to the lights, she wasn't there." And the father looked at him horrified, not horrid, he wasn't horrid, he just looked horrified. And he said, "You can't have done." And he said, "What do you mean I can't have done?" "I did, she gave me your address." He said, "Well, our daughter died in a motorcycle accident just outside Easing World 2 years ago, and yeah, it must have been her ghost." How terrifying was that? You know, as kids, late at night, that's terrifying. I can tell you, you're probably wetting yourselves laughing now. But anyway, we were terrified. But after telling all these ghost stories, not just that one, lots of others, I decided to take out my RG 250 to clock up some miles to get it ran in, because I wanted to go around ragging it. Then I went off up towards Helmsley and out down the back roads, and this is in the middle of the night. And anyway, as I came down the A19, and as I came out of Easy World there is a bus stop, but also what there is you know, the road's been resurfaced, and there's a little bit of a lip where the new road surface meets the old surface. And as I went over that, I'd already been scared myself witless, because going down the road and all the trees on each side, it looked like arms coming down to grab me as my headlight went through them. So I was already terrified. But as I went past that bus stop and over that change of surface, I felt the back suspension went, and I thought, crikey, I've got the ghost on my back. I've got the ghost on the back of my bike. And I rode all the way home without looking in my mirrors, without doing anything, as fast as I could. And when I got home, I pulled up on the drive, and I got my leg. Even when I took my leg off, I brought my leg in front of the tank, and I didn't look. I turned my back on the bike and I went in the house. I was absolutely petrified, I tell you. And I tell you, the weird thing is that I can't explain it. Why, you know, a rational person would not have felt like that or thought like that, but I did. I swear to God, somebody got on the back of my bike at that very spot that had been mentioned in the ghost story. So there you go. Not a conversation with my brother, that I have discussed it with my brother. Just a story, just a ghost story with a story. So a story of a ghost story, if you like. Yeah, so marvellous. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it wasn't too rambling for you. And I'll catch you again.